Hell yeah, sur la web rock station on Vinyl Times Classic Rock Radio. Ce soir, en direct, j'ai le groupe WizardThrone, notamment Mike Barber, qui est en direct avec nous depuis l'Angleterre. Hi Mike, nice to meet you.
Hi, how you doing, man?
Yes, I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Welcome tonight on 213 Rock, web rock station of Vinyl Times Classic Rock Radio. And thank you very much, Mike, for accepting my interview request.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, WizardThrone est une force extrême métal, de wizard metal même pour être précis, venu tout droit d'un monde parallèle aux dimensions cosmiques, avec des membres d'ALESTORM, de GLORYHAMMER, de AETHER, FORLORN, CITADEL, ainsi que Necrodimensions et plus encore. Le premier album Hypercube Necrodimensions sortira le 16 juillet via le label Napalm Records, et je peux vous dire que WizardThrone c'est quelque chose, en tout cas cet album. Commençons. WizardThrone is an extreme wizard metal force from a parallel world of cosmic dimensions. The first album, Hypercube Necrodimensions, will be released on July 16 by Napalm Records. What a good news. What a good news.
Yeah, thank you.
Mike, after listening to the album Hypercube Necrodimensions, I have the impression that your team of explorers was away from 1 year. You all went to another dimension to write these records, the first album.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess another dimension for us was when the pandemic happened and we're all kind of stuck at home with every show was cancelled, so suddenly we had time, lots and lots of time to really focus on writing the album and getting diving into the details. So I guess it was kind of our world in a way for a few months when we were writing. It was just every day for myself especially. We couldn't see our friends or our families or anything like this, so from morning till, probably the middle of the night every day last summer, we were just working on Hypercube Necrodimensions.
Mm-hmm. Alors oui, effectivement, lorsque le monde s'est arrêté avec cette histoire de pandémie, etc., ils se sont focalisés notamment sur tous les détails de l'album, et en même temps, ils ont pu passer du temps en famille, entre amis. Donc, ils ont eu énormément de temps pour composer cet album. Mais je vous dis, cet album, c'est vraiment une autre dimension. Ils ont créé, on va dire un style comme ça assez nouveau, du wizard extreme metal. C'est vraiment bien, c'est mélodique, c'est extrême à la fois, c'est très recherché. Il y a beaucoup de claviers et tout, mais c'est vraiment bien, quoi. And I think your main mission was to discover to other worlds a new sound of technologies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of some new sounds as well, but also we took a lot of influence from bands we listened to when we were younger, from kind of the late 1990s, early 2000s as well. Stuff like Basse and Xhul, Hypocrisy and stuff like that. And then we tried to kind of put like a new twist on it, Mm-hmm. Try to dig deep and maybe find some sounds that people wouldn't expect.
Effectivement, la mission première, c'est déjà de trouver un petit peu des nouveaux sons, un petit peu technologiques. C'est un peu leur truc, la science-fiction, l'espace, les dimensions, etc. Une bonne histoire à raconter, qui est bien soutenue par un bon scénario, notamment tout au long de cet album. C'est aussi une bonne combinaison d'influences qu'ils ont écouté de groupes durant les années 90-2000, type Tyrann of Bottom, type Hypocrisy en tout cas. Et c'est vraiment bien. Je vous dis, ce disque, on l'a écouté, enfin, 213 Rock et Vinyltimes, très bon disque. Il y a une news là-dessus, d'ailleurs, sur l'album posté sur le site vinyltimes.fr. Mike, last April 20th, from your return on the planet Earth, after writing and recording, your earthly fans discovered the first single track, Frozen Winds of Thyraxia, with a combination of technical death, black metal, melodic and symphonic power metal. Wow. In your music, there are a lot of details, like a killer riff guitars, mid-dynamic keyboards line, and explosive rhythmic. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I guess the focus for approaching the songwriting was to obviously display like some level of technicality, because I think it adds to the kind of chaotic vibe. But we didn't want that to be, the number one focus. Of course, it's cool when something's technical, but for us personally, it has to be like a well-constructed song, mm-hmm. With a few twists and turns in, just so it's not predictable. And also, it still needs to be melodic, or at least catchy enough to remember the song. It can't just be like technical noise.
Effectivement, c'est très technique comme album. C'est aussi des riffs catchy, des riffs de killer, de malade et tout. Hein. C'est avec beaucoup de claviers et puis de la narration, etc. C'est un gros disque. Tout est travaillé. Hein. Il l'a dit dans la réponse à la première question. Ils ont eu tout le temps, effectivement, durant cette pandémie, mais ils se sont vraiment mis dans un monde parallèle hein, pour écrire ça parce que c'est vraiment très recherché. C'est très approfondi en termes de technique. Je vous le rappelle encore et c'est incroyable quoi. And this only a glimpse of what your fans on Earth can expect from this album is going to be great, I guess.
I think it's a really strong record. Yeah,
yes.
I think the songs so far that people have heard, we maybe chose the easier ones for new listeners because some of them are quite crazy. You know, we didn't want to shock people too much with the first listen and be like, oh, actually, I don't know what to. So we picked the kind of. Maybe the ones that some of our other bands fans would expect a bit more. Mm-hmm. So there's plenty of surprises to come.
Ouais, effectivement, hein, le 16 juillet arrivera donc l'album Hypercube Necrodimensions. Il est vraiment bien ce disque et en même temps, hein, je vais préciser que les fans allaient être très surpris hein, lorsqu'ils vont découvrir l'album parce qu'il y a déjà 3 singles de sortie, mais ça refait pas tout l'album. Il y a encore d'autres surprises. C'est vraiment bien, c'est accrocheur. Je vous dis, ça tue direct et c'est très très agréable en tout cas à l'écoute quoi. Unforbidden Equations, Deep Within the Epimethean Wasteland, your second track released 1 month ago, powerful orchestrations meet cosmic arrangement. This track perfectly reflects the soundscape of the album. It's an intergalactic journey.
Yeah, that was we really with that song we didn't want to just stick to the kind of regular formula. You know, we had this idea of almost like a song within another song. So you know, it starts one way. Mm-hmm. You know, it takes you through this kind of short journey. And then suddenly, you know, as the kind of as the lyrical topic shifts, the music shifts heavily as well. You know, everything becomes a lot darker suddenly, a lot bigger, and a lot more kind of terrifying, I suppose. Until there's eventually this big climax at the end of the track. That was a really interesting song to write. That was one of the more collaborative songs of the album, I guess.
Ouais, c'était très intéressant hein, d'écrire notamment ce titre hein, qui est vraiment dark en même temps, avec une histoire sombre à l'arrière et ouais, je pense que c'est aussi comme il dit intergalactique, enfin un voyage intergalactique. Hein. Alors vous avez vu les titres, hein, Forbidden Equations, Deep Within the Epimethean Wasteland. Ouais, ils ont été chercher ça très loin. C'est le second single donc de cet album. Il est sorti il y a 1 mois. Je vous dis, c'est énorme quoi. C'est vraiment bien et c'est une dimension incroyable quoi. And your first single track, Hypercube Necrodimensions, released 1 week ago, is an incredible demonstration of WizardThrone musical finesse and constantly pushing the frontiers of unique, extreme wizard metal. Oh yeah.
Yeah. With that one, we knew that we already had a few kind of big epic songs, and we wanted to kind of show another side of the band as well. So the brief, I guess, for that song was that we wanted to keep it kind of almost like a kind of thrash metal song. You know, it's really short and hard hitting and just catchy riffs. You know, crazy guitar solos and insane drums. But at the same time, still keeping the kind of huge dynamic keyboards orchestrations as well, you know, not just kind of making it fast and heavy for the sake of it. We wanted it to still represent what we were trying to achieve with the sound of the album.
Ouais, effectivement, hein, le 3e single Hypercube Necrodimensions sorti il y a une semaine, hein, le clip vidéo, il y a une lyric vidéo qui est sorti là-dessus. C'est toute la finesse et en même temps tout le côté trash, le côté les catchy riffs, il y a une insane drums, etc. C'est vraiment canon quoi. Et vous connaissez ce single, hein, le titre il dure à peu près 2 minutes 50 et puis en même temps on vous le passe en relief. En tout cas, il est en playlist hein, tout au long des soirées 213 Rock. Mike, with the narration of Hypercube Necrodimension with this message: inner realms where stars collide through black prismatic chambers beyond the other side of Hypercube Necrodimensions. Wow, I'm totally fan of these tracks. The narration, excellent idea of the song.
Yeah, that's our keyboard player Chris. He's also the front man in ALESTORM, and he's super influenced by this old British band from the 90s called Basse. They had a lot of these kind of narrations in their songs.
Yeah, I remember.
And and when he was, when we started writing the song, he was like, "I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have these narrations," and we were like, "Yeah, let's try it." And I think it adds a whole other dimension to the songs. It's good to have different vocal styles, especially when the vocals are so aggressive like this. You need something to kind of break it up.
Ouais, effectivement, il y a énormément de parties de narration qui sont faites donc par le clavier qui à l'époque a joué dans le groupe Balsagos, c'est Chris Bowes notamment, Hyperiax Bowes comme ils disent au sein du groupe, et oui, il y a vachement de narration avec une voix assez puissante, c'est très agréable, c'est bien fait, c'est bien mixé en tout cas, et ouais, on aime bien quoi. And there are also some guest appearance on this album, like Alice Key Monster from Swallow the Sun or Insomnium, Florian Magnus Meyer Dark Fortress from Alkaloid, and Evan Berry from the Wilderon. Wow, some great guests.
Yeah, well, they're all kind of just friends of ours, really. Alexi and Florian, I've known both of them since probably 2012. I used to play in a couple of black metal bands, and we would go on tour, and you obviously meet new people. And those two guys were probably two of the best friends I ever made when we were on tour.
Okay.
I stayed in touch with them both. Obviously, they're both great musicians. Stayed in touch with them both until now, which is kind of rare for these people you just meet briefly. And when we were working on the album, I kind of reached out to both of them for to learn their own unique talents, and they did a great job. And the same with Evan. He's a friend of Jake's for a long time, I think. And when we thought we needed some additional kind of choir singing, Jake suggested him, and he did a great job. He also composed a short piece for the final song as well.
Ok, donc effectivement, il y a des special guests, il y a Alexis Monter de Swallow the Sun, Insomnium, en même temps Florian Magnus Meyer, Dark Fortress, Alkaloid, Evan Berry, des Wilderon. C'est aussi des amis, ils se connaissent depuis sur la route, depuis les tournées, etc. Ils se connaissent bien tous ensemble, et donc tout ça, c'est vraiment une bande de potes, et ils ont fait un gros truc, quoi. Et tous ensemble, donc le groupe plus les invités, ont fait un très gros disque, je vous dis. Donc je rappelle, l'album, lui, il s'appellera Hypercube Necrodimensions. Il sortira le 16 juillet prochain via le label Napalm Records. Voici le track listing. L'album démarra avec Black Hole Quantum Thermodynamics. En 2, Frozen Winds of Thyraxia. En 3, Incantation of the Red Order. En 4, Forbidden Equations Deep Within the Epimethean Wasteland. En 5, The Coalescence of 9 Stars in the System Once Known As. Markarian 231. En 6, of Tesseractual Getaways and the Grand Duplicity of Xhul. En 7, Hypercube Necrodimensions. En 8, Beyond the WizardThrone. Je vous dis, les titres sont compliqués à dire, mais par contre, l'album, il tue vraiment, quoi. And Mike, next question, please. We are the witnesses of the birth of the extreme wizard metal music with this album.
Yep.
The new sound, new music, extreme wizard metal music. Wow, good sound.
I was just going to say, yeah, we just wanted an easy label for the music. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what it sounds like. You can't just say, oh, it's like heavy metal. So we wanted something a bit more creative, and I think when you hear the words extreme wizard metal, you're kind of like, what the hell does that sound like? But then you listen to it and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Ok. Alors donc leur style, effectivement, on va le définir comme du extreme wizard metal music, comme on peut dire du heavy metal, effectivement. Ouais, ils ont trouvé leur truc, leur son, leur technique, leur manière de procéder, c'est très très intéressant, quoi. And what about the cover art from Dan Xafan Goldsworthy?
Well, we worked with him already. Chris and I, he did the last. I think he maybe did every GLORYHAMMER album cover, and he also worked with ALESTORM as well. He's done a few other bands, well, a lot of other bands, I should say. And so we already had, a good working relationship with him, and we trust in his ability to interpret what we kind of give him as a suggestion. So really, we just picked like 5 pictures, a couple of album covers, and I think even just Google like evil landscape or something like this, and we just sent him a few pictures and a brief description, some of the lyrics as well, and a couple of the demos, and we were like, here is this crazy band that we're kind of trying to do. we'd like you to do the artwork. And he listened to the demos, and I remember Chris sent him the demo. Straight away, Dan messaged me himself, and he was like, "Oh my God, I love this music! I'm so excited." And he kind of went silent for like maybe 2 or 3 months, or maybe longer. I can't really remember. But then one day he'd message us, and he was like, "Yeah, here's the artwork," and we were just like, "Wow, this is absolutely perfect." It couldn't have been any better, I don't think.
Alors oui, effectivement, donc la pochette a été réalisée par Dan Goldsworthy et alors oui, qui a travaillé avec GLORYHAMMER, ALESTORM aussi. Effectivement, il y a eu de très très bonnes relations. Ils lui ont envoyé les démos de l'album, il a adoré. Il a envoyé un message en disant waouh, c'est exactement la musique que j'aime et tout, j'adore. Et il a réalisé la pochette. Pour lui, c'était facile. Eux, ils ont vu le résultat, ils ont vu ça génial, ils ont adoré, ils ont vraiment adhéré à tout le concept, en tout cas de la pochette. C'était ça quoi. C'est une espèce de monde, une autre dimension un peu lunaire. Et puis on y voit le groupe avec devant une montagne et un grand cube, et la pochette elle est postée sur la page Facebook 213 Rock ainsi que la page Facebook Vinylestimes, et vraiment elle est très très belle sur un fond carrément lunaire avec du vert, etc., une lumière totalement fluorescente et géniale quoi, vraiment très très belle. Je rappelle que l'album donc Hypercube Necrodimensions sera disponible en pack CD, t-shirt exclusive ainsi qu'une édition vinyle marbrée avec en Curaçao, et édition limitée à 300 exemplaires en édition vinyle noir aussi, digipack en format digital. Ouais, il y a pas mal de versions en tout cas, et ça sera très très bien. L'album, vous pourrez le précommander donc sur le site napalmrecords.com WizardThrone, ça c'est pour le commander. Vous le trouvez aussi sur la page Facebook WizardThrone quoi. And Mike, I hope one day your fan on this earth will be able to see you on stage with this album.
Yeah, we hope so too. We already have a booking agent, so we're talking with him about possibilities for probably I guess next year when shows are definitely an option. We still have a lot of catching up to do with our other bands. We have tours and festivals pushed back from last year, cool. All the way to next year. But it's definitely a plan to play with WizardThrone in future, hopefully as soon as possible.
Ok, effectivement, ils sont en train de parler avec une booking agency, notamment pour commencer à booker pour l'année prochaine des festivals, etc. En tout cas, donc ça c'est la bonne nouvelle. Thank you very much for this live interview, Mike. Just before the end, do you have a cosmic message for your fans, please, or for the audience tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for checking out WizardThrone. We can't wait for the album to come out and for everyone to be able to hear the thing in full. And hopefully we'll see you on stage pretty soon.
Okay, thank you very much for this live interview. Thank you very much, Mike. En tout cas, merci beaucoup, Mike. Tout de suite, on continue en musique sur 213 Rock on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. Voici Hypercube Necrodimensions, le titre que j'aime. WizardThrone sur 213 Rock. C'était Mike Barber. Génial. En tout cas, merci encore à lui tout de suite. Hypercube Necrodimensions, 213 Rock.